I want to talk about what it means to be hot, cold, and lukewarm as a believer. It's in one of those letters that the Lord sent to his communities. In his name, to keep the sheep in their correct pastures and not straying and getting eaten by wolves or lions and stuff like that. You should always read those letters like they're aimed at you, because they kind of are. You should always find yourself in them and, the ways you can improve. Same goes for people's families and churches and stuff like that, obviously. But anyway, so let's look at what it means to be cold first. What it means to be cold is that when the Pharisees and law teachers came and tested Christ, he didn't get on his knees and wash their feet, right? That's something he did for his apostles. So that would be an example of being hot. It's about love first and truth behind it. There's like a little kernel of truth, but everything else is like this flame of fire, of love. That's what the hotness is about. But when he was attacked, he didn't serve them like that. Instead, it was the cold hard truth first. It's about him being wiser than them. Him being the Son of God, and these people who think they're so great. It was about beating them to a pulp, basically, and making sure that they don't get up. And that's what happened many times in the Bible. Like, well, in the world, when Christ walked, people were afraid of asking him questions after a while. People who were his opponents, Everybody else was like listening and trying to learn, but not his enemies. They were afraid. And that's because they were met with the cold hand of truth, the Word of God, in that sense. And the apostles, obviously behind closed doors, saw a different side of Christ. It was this loving, caring mentor, teacher, somebody who loved God, who came to serve. So that's the fire. He went to hell for people. He died on the cross for the world. That's the fire. A lukewarm person is somebody who can't do the cold hard truth and definitely will not do the fire of God. They don't have that kind of love. So the relationship with God, the Word of God, is completely corrupt. For example, they glorify themselves or something, and that makes them stupid, and they can't speak the Word of God anymore. They could be in front of a church, read out of the Bible, and they would be failing at it, because Christ has spit them out of his mouth. That's what it means. They can't spread the Word of God anymore. There would be people listening thinking they're getting wiser, but they're only getting wiser in their own eyes. They're not actually learning anything. They're being misled by this idiot, this false teacher. There's also a girl version, I think, of this lukewarmness, and it's about being very friendly and caring and encouraging on the outside, which is of course good. I understand why they want to be like that. I'm not really blaming that. But inside there's not much truth. Like, if you ever see a Christian girl and their Bible and the parts they highlight and the parts they don't highlight, you will find that they have highlighted the parts where Christ is saying lovely things and things like righteousness and justice. They don't get as much attention. So they're kind of living like the world wants a pretty good girl to live. But there's hope for all of us, because Christ did give me a command, and I think something massive is going to happen. And I don't think I'm going to have to do it alone. I think the Lord is going to be with me, but also maybe somebody else. And I'm really happy that you guys are watching these videos. If you have any thoughts, please leave them down below. None of us are worthy of Christ, but it's a great thing to learn about him, and then we can become wiser. Not in our own eyes. In our own eyes we will be dumb for a long time, I think. But before God, everything is possible.